There we go. Good stuff. Well, it's been about 5 days now since the day I found the charm here, the medal. The very unusual find. Still, it's not as freaky as it was when it happened last, what was it, Wednesday or Thursday? But still sticking with me. And a lot of you have made very nice comments and some suggestions to basically why I found this, how I found this. If you don't know the story, I'll link the video somewhere on here. But check it out. And yeah, I took all your comments and personal notes very seriously. So thank you very much to everybody. It meant a lot. One of the questions that kept popping up was, what was the exact question I asked before stepping out of my truck and finding it? And you see it's, I've actually added to the medallion now. I have Cookie's old dog tag, and we lost Cookie in March of this year, so about 5 months ago. So having these two things together, it's even more grounding. It's even more of a talisman. It's even more of a sign to get your shit together and do what the universe told you to do. So I got those two together right now, and they're again always with me. So yeah, the one of the questions that kept popping up a lot was, what was the exact question I asked before in the truck before I stepped out and saw the medal? And I kind of got into it a little bit, but there's some other stuff I want to share with you first, because the weird story got even more. It's not weird, it's exciting, because that same day that I found the medal, my publisher, the publisher of my Edgar Font book, they published the first book of my Edgar Font series for middle readers. They contacted me and said, "Hey, we have a check for you." And I haven't heard from this publisher in months, so not even about a year. So that was odd that it happened just the exact same day where I decided that my writing is my path, that my illustrating and my writing is my path. It's just weird coincidence. So that just added to the day. Oh, and some really good news is that we got accepted to be foster parents for dogs. So here in Portland. So we now belong to Stumptown Strays. So if you follow me on Instagram or even on here, if on YouTube, you'll start seeing some dogs that we're fostering here in our home, and they'll be up for adoption. So that was exciting because, again, just recently lost Cookie, still in our hearts, still miss her. We're not ready yet to bring in another dog or two dogs to give them their forever home, but we are open to foster, so we can't wait for that. So yeah, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see those puppies going up on my feed page, whatever they call it. And if you want to adopt them and you're in the Portland area, Washington State, just let me know. Back to why I started this. What was the exact question I asked? And it really was, am I on the right path in my life? And please give me some guidance, something like that. So that was the last question. But when I think about it, when I really think about that time that I was sitting in the cab of my truck, and I've given this a lot of thought, probably the bigger question is the one that I asked myself. And that was, what do you want to be remembered for? And that's a big question. Because when I think about everything I've done, and if you know me, you don't know I've done a lot of stuff. I've been in advertising. I did that for 15 plus years. Had the TV show on Syfy. I did a lot of acting in different TV shows, stuff like that. Did a couple movies. I wrote some movies, directed some movies. Did a lot of 3D animation. I created some cartoons. All the stuff you can see right here on YouTube. It's all on my channel if you want to check it out. But only out of all that stuff, only one really stands out as one I want to be remembered for. But it's linked to the bigger thing, which is the books, like the books that I write, especially for young readers and children. And that's what the animated series are all about. I have an animated series that's based on my Lair Forgotten Bears book. And this is the book series that I'm going to be focusing on from now on. This is my path right here, Lair of the Forgotten Bears. It's not going to be a picture book like this one is. It's going to be more of a, what do they call it? Not middle grade, but primary age. So ages 6 to 8. So it's going to be stories, puzzles, adventures, that sort of thing. If you know what are some comparable books, Dog Man, Cat Kid, Investigators, those types of books. So it's very similar to those. Lost track of what I was talking about. But yeah, so the bigger question I was asking, what do I want to be remembered for? And that's a question that I think a lot of people need to ask, especially nowadays. Because there's a lot of crap going on. There's no sugarcoating it. And a lot of us feel like we're just going through the motions. I know I did. Getting up, going to work, coming home, repeat. Basically, that's all it was. And especially when you get older, I'm 55 years old, so I'm not ancient. But still you start thinking about, okay, God forbid struck by lightning tomorrow. What's my obituary? What's on my headstone? What are people, when they hear my name, going to remember me for? And all that stuff that I did in the past, most of it was not that, it wasn't important enough for me to want to be remembered about. Like, I don't need to be remembered as the paranormal guy, because I'm not the paranormal guy anymore. I'm not the sci-fi TV show guy. Acting was fun, but I'm not the actor. But I am a writer. I am a storyteller. I am an illustrator. That's the gift I was given. So that's what I want to be remembered for. So when I asked the question, am I on the right path? I definitely was not on the right path. That's why I was given the medallion. So now, as I've been rambling on here, something knocking up there, probably a crow. Say last video we had F-15s. Now we have crows. Throwing me off again. But it just goes to show that I am on the right path now. Just with everything happening with my publisher contacting me, the foster dog thing, everything seems to be lining up. And I don't want to jinx it because Irish and all that. Excuse me while I take a sip here. But it feels right. And again, if you haven't, ask yourself the question, what do you want to be remembered for? What do you want to be remembered for? For me, that's my writing, illustrating, and my children's books, mainly The Forgotten Bears. If that is the only thing that people remember about me, I'd be happy. I want that to be my legacy. I want that to live on in my name. So what's yours? And let me know, because what you need to do is kind of do what I did. Put it out in the universe. Ask, say, am I on the right path? And what do I want to be remembered for? And really think about it. Think about the stuff that you've done, the stuff that you do now, the stuff you've always dreamt about that you wanted to do. Nothing's a silly, there are no silly questions and there are no silly answers when it comes to you and what you want to be and be remembered for. So go for it. Just ask that question. And I'm going to end just by saying, since I've found this path, was given this path, I've been less stressed, less angry. And anger is an issue I have to deal with all the time. I've even started an anger journal. But the good thing is, a month ago, that anger journal would be 5 pages deep already. I have maybe 2 entries, but we'll call it 1.5 because the other one was just kind of a driver that cut me off. So it was a necessary anger. But so less angry, less stressed. I haven't had as many anxiety attacks, which I suffer from, but they've been very few and far between now, where I used to get them daily. So yeah, that's what I got for you today, this week. And that's the thing. I'm thinking about doing this video diary thing once a week. And maybe I'll give it a name or something like that. But it's just going to be this. It's going to be me letting you know where I am on this path, on this journey. Fill you in on what's going on with the bears, with the books. I'll share some illustrations I'm doing, if I get any news, the whole process. So if you're interested, here I am. I'll just be here, sitting in my nerdy office, drinking whiskey and rambling on. So cheers, ask that question, and be honest with yourself. All right, till next time.